Today we gather to celebrate the life of my mother, Brenda Olivier, a woman whose love, faith, and strength shaped the lives of everyone around her. I would tell you her age, but I can feel her looking and giving me that look already. For my mother, everything started with God. Her faith was not just something she talked about. It was the foundation of our house. She worked hard to make sure my sisters, brothers, and I grew up with God being first in our lives. She made sure we attended Catholic school, went to Sunday school, and was present to every church event. She believed that if we had God in our lives, we would always have a solid moral compass to guide us. One of the most meaningful things she's ever did for me was buying me my first Bible. That may seem like a small gesture, but it wasn't small at all. It was her way of making sure that no matter where life took me, I would always have a connection to faith and a path back to God. But my mother was not just a woman of faith. She was also a woman full of life and joy. She absolutely loved Michael Jackson. She had all his albums. On weekends, she would play them all day long. His music filled our household with energy. She watched all his movies, listened to every song he made, and made sure we experienced the joy with her. In fact, one time she even permed my hair. Bought me a red zipper jacket from Beat to perform Michael Jackson dance moves in front of her and her friends. This was my mom. When she loved something, she shared it with everyone. And she had this special way of making the things she loved and making you part of the things that she loved. But beyond the music and the laughter, what defined my mother the most was her heart. She was the deepest, empathetic, and incredibly loving person. One of my earliest memories of her is when I was about 4 years old. I had what I believe to be my first asthma attack, and she did everything she could to help me breathe, starting with what she believed was the fix almost anything medication fix. Vicks was a cure for about everything. And if Vicks didn't work, well, we had Benadryl. But when she realized that I needed more help than what she could give me, they rushed me to the hospital. And I remember lying on her lap while she rubbed my chest, trying to calm me down. I remember the concern in her eyes. Even at that young age, I could feel how much she loved me and how much she wanted to protect me. That moment stayed with me for my entire life because it showed exactly who my mom was. Someone who would do anything to comfort or protect the people she loved. To me, personally, my mom was more than just my parent. She was my spirit guide. She always helped point me towards the right path in life. Whenever I felt lost, she gave me wisdom. Whenever I felt heavy, she gave me comfort. And whenever I felt uncertain, she gave me God through her love and her prayers. Even now, though she is no longer physically with us, I know that God will never truly leave me. Her faith lives on in us, her love lives on in us, and her lessons will live on in us. She showed us how to care for her family, how to help others, how to hold on to faith, and how to find joy even in the simplest things like playing music on the weekends. Mom, thank you for everything you've given us, your strength, your faith, your laughter, and your unconditional love. You were our protector, our teacher, our inspiration, and our guide. And although we will miss you deeply, we take comfort knowing that the love you poured into our lives will continue to guide us every single day. Your spirit, your faith, your love will live on forever within us. There is one more memory I wish to share about my mom because it's something I will carry on with me for the rest of my life. I had the blessing of being with her during the final hours of her life. And for about 3 hours, I sat with her, held her hand, and looked into her eyes while she tried to speak to me. She tried to tell me something. The words didn't come out clearly, and I couldn't quite understand what she was trying to say. But I could see the emotion in her eyes and the tears running down her face while she looked up at me. What I remember the most at that moment is that she wasn't afraid. There was no fear in her eyes. But I felt instead was something deeper. I felt like she was trying to give me one last message. Like she was asking me to do something. Like there was something she wanted me to carry forward. Maybe she knew this was her time. Maybe she wanted me to reach out to my brothers and sisters to bring everyone together, to make sure the family stayed connected. I can't say for certain what the exact words were, but I did know is what I felt at that moment. I felt her love. I felt her trust. It was as if she was passing something to me. The responsibility to love and keep the families together strong and connected. To continue the faith she built in our lives. And to carry forward the values she spent her entire life teaching us. And that is something I promised to pay forward. Mom, I will do my best to honor your life, to live as you saw fit, and the faith you taught us, and the love you gave us. We will take care of each other. We will hold on to the family you worked so hard to build. And we will continue walking the path you showed us with faith, kindness, and love. You were never alone in that moment, and you will never be forgotten in this life. Your love lives on in each one of us. And as long as we carry that love forward to our kids and grandkids, you will always be with us. Thank you.
I'll say putting my thoughts together for Mom was difficult. I mean, how do you encapsulate a life of someone who was so selfless? How do you encapsulate a life of someone whose selflessness is beyond our own comprehension? How do you put into words the stability and strength she had when I, myself, tend to waver at tough times? What words do you use to explain an unsaleable faith? If you ask me about my mom today, after seeing what she's been through and really taking the time to learn and look at her, I'd personally say that her personality was larger than life, but in the quietest way. I didn't always think that. I mean, as a kid, I thought Mom was boring. I mean, she was constantly working. She wasn't preparing meals for school or cleaning the house. She was doing laundry. You know, all the mom stuff. I think you saw her, if you saw her on the street or you met her in passing, you would dub her as unassuming and timid like a baby lamb. Just another typical mom doing mom things. But those are the last words people who knew her would say. I personally would say my mom was a little firecracker, quiet when lit. And just when you thought it wasn't working, it would unexpectedly explode in your face. Anyone that brought up a politician that you didn't like knows exactly what I mean. That little church mouse quickly became a lion. I think that inner strength is what allowed a little girl from a small city and a tiny island to up and move herself to New York, the most populated city in the world in the 1960s. Talk about a culture shock. When I used to meet people that moved from another state, I was always impressed. Never thinking about my mom and how much she must have endured as a late teenager, moving to another city, let alone another country. Think of the faith in yourself you needed to leave everyone you know, everything that is safe, and step out on your own to one of the most dangerous cities in the world at the time. She came here to go to college and worked diligently to get her master's. She was among a small group of women. She was in a small group of women that set the pace for women everywhere. At the time, women were a small minority at a higher education in the 1980s. But in the 1980s, women actually outpaced men. A little quiet firecracker, quietly setting the table before everyone arrives, while no one was looking, establishing a trend where women outperformed men. You know, mom stuff. As a kid, my fondest memories were sitting in the front step with my friends, eating roti. I always tell stories about how the curry would run down my hands, how I would have yellow fingers for days, and how every bite felt like home. As a kid, all I saw was my mom giving me and my friends my favorite dish. But as a parent, I look back now, and I see what was seen but not noticed. Roti is not an easy dish to prepare. And of course, I love the most complicated form, dal farina. To make it, you have to grind chickpeas, make some dough, put the chickpeas in the dough, let it sit for about a couple hours, and then you have to go prepare the stew. So you would cut up some potatoes, cook some veggies, cook some chicken in the stew, and wait until the potatoes melted. Before you have to put it all together. So it's a process, to say the least. She never cooked just for us, though. She cooked for Shauna, she cooked for Jerome, Anthony, and all the other kids in the neighborhood. To feed the whole neighborhood like she did, she would start the night before, spend most of the morning putting it together. Now, I barely have strength to cook a hot dog after a long day of work. I really don't know how she did it, but Mom had that mom magic. She was able to stretch food and work tirelessly, even when exhausted. You know, that mom stuff again. I realized Mom was special when one of my friends came up to me and said, she kind of sings when she talks. I never really noticed it at the time. I thought that's just how she spoke. But a lot of people used to say how they loved how she sounded. Even the school cafeteria workers used to tell me how she had the voice of an angel and how much they loved her. My mom was one of the head dietitians in the state of New York. Her employees used to call her boss. It always felt weird. But her whole team loved her. And by extension, they loved me. In high school, whenever I would get to the food corner, one of the ladies would inevitably notice me. and tell me to stop and wait for her. She would run in the back and get me one of those individually wrapped soft-baked cookies that I used to love. It embarrassed the hell out of me, just to say that I'm honestly sorry. All my friends would be looking at me, and but truth be told, I love those cookies. When we moved to Florida, many of them would still call my mom, see how she was doing. I mean, after all, they were family now. Everywhere she went, it was the same thing. Every year, our family grew a little bit more. When she started a new position in South Florida with WIC, it was a little more of the same. A new family that loved her, a new family that wanted us to know how much. I remember even after she retired, I would come home sometimes during lunchtime to surprise her, and she'd be cooking in the kitchen, cooking lunch, of course. She would ask me to help her pack the car, because she was bringing food to her ex-co-workers. They all loved her for what she did, and all the love that she gave her. And all her quiet sacrifice. There it goes again, that mom stuff again. I always had what I thought was a silent, strong faith and positive outlook on life. I got it from her, of course. But when she got sick and then recovered, and then we got that call that the cancer came back, something inside me broke. My heart sank, my mind drifted to worse thoughts. But looking into my mom's eyes, I saw no fear. She had the calmest voice, and she said to me, she was unbothered. Oh, jeez, yeah, thank you. But looking into my mom's eyes, I saw no fear. And in the calmest voice, unflinching, unbothered, she'd always say to me, "It's gonna be all right, Derek. Don't worry about me. God's got me." The next 3 years were the same. Setback after setback. In and out of hospitals, needle after needle. Doctors saying she had days, if not weeks. But mom's perspective never changed. She had the same response, same stoic look as before, unwavering, unbothered. Faith that seemed to have no bounds. I could not be more in awe of her, still teaching me lessons in her most painful moments. Her silent strength. She taught me how silent strength works. How faith is stubborn and unyielding. Mom outlasted those predictions by 2 years. It gave us time as a family to celebrate her and to cherish what we had. During my dad's passing, I spoke about how we used to eat Chinese food on Fridays and look at Kung Fu movies. We called it our family fun night. I always thought for years my dad started that, and I just learned a year ago it was actually because of my mom. It's crazy, but most of my coveted moments in childhood were because of her, and she never really got the credit for it. But that's my mom, a little quiet firecracker, doing mom stuff behind scenes to make my life exciting in the most unexpected ways. Mom, I learned later in life, that you were behind my most happiest moments. And now, one of my most saddest. But I will take the lessons of strength, compassion, and faith and try to pass it on to everyone I meet, just as you did, especially Lucas and Amara. In your last days, you were worried about the family, worried about who would be there for us. Well, now it's time I tell you, Mom, don't worry. Don't worry so much about us. We'll be okay. God's got us. I love you, and rest in peace.
Everyone. I wrote a short poem for my mom. It's called In Her Smile, God Remains. As I look back at the memories of my life, my mother's love was constant and unwavering. When my days felt empty, when the world seemed not meant for me, Mother, your voice was always a beacon of hope. In the calling of my name, I found a place to belong. The warmth of her hands an anchor to my soul. And in her smile, a reflection of God's love. As expected in life, there are trials and setbacks, a time for planting and for reaping. Sickness and healing are just hills and valleys. When the coffers run dry and the path ahead was hard to see, through the times of want and uncertainty, I remember how her voice sang praises to the Lord, her weary hands still clapping along to the gospel, and in her smile, a mirror of God's peace. Now when I pray at night, I will remember the teachings of Jesus' love with every new journey in my life. I know that you are still with me. With the memory of her voice, my faith is renewed. With the thought of her embrace, my doubts fall away. As I look at every picture of my mother, I'm reminded of one simple truth, that in her smile, God remains. Thank you.
For your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake till I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
of y'all know me through my grandma's phone calls as a favorite. And there's this over there too. Sakura. Kayla. Okay. These are words from all of us today. Having to come up with these words was something I've dreaded my whole life. You don't hear me? Something I've dreaded my whole life. It was difficult for me and my cousins because how do you describe someone who meant everything to you in just a few minutes? But if there's one way to describe our grandma, it's this. She was a true embodiment of a woman of God. Proverbs 31:25 says she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she can laugh at the days to come. And in 1 Peter 3:3-4, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is great worth in God's sight. That was our grandma. She knew hardship and struggle, but she never let it change her character. She stayed strong in her faith, full of love, always laughing, always giving, and always putting others before herself. The three of her grandchildren, us, the first ones, actually knew her as Mom because that's exactly who she was to anyone who needed it. She opened her home, her heart, and even her wallet to people in need. She treated everyone she met with the kindness and generosity that most people only hear about in stories. She never complained about what she was going through. She just kept helping people, even if it was to her own detriment. Thank you for always being our biggest fan, for seeing our potential and reminding us that we were capable of more, even when we doubted ourselves. Thank you for staying up late with us, rubbing Vicks on our chests and feet when we were sick, and still waking up early the next morning. For sharing your bed with us, even if it meant you were left on the very edge of it. For waking up at 5 a.m., sometimes falling asleep on the couch, just waiting for us to wake up so you could make us breakfast and hot cocoa. Thank you for answering the phone on the first ring and picking us up, no matter the hour, the weather, or the reason. For always coming to the airport with me and watching me walk through security and not leaving until I was safely at my gate. Thank you for praying for us every single day and guiding us with wisdom and love. And thank you for helping raise us and doing far more than you ever had to simply because you wanted to. I'm crying now because I miss you. And I'm so grateful for the time that we had with you. Even though I wish more than anything you were still here to watch us grow. I'm thankful for every second we shared. Today we celebrate your life and the incredible woman you were. You've shown us what it means to love deeply, give freely, and trust God completely. Now you are finally free from the pain and stupidness here on earth. And I hope your laughter and happiness in heaven knows no bounds as you hug your parents and siblings again. I know from here on out we'll celebrate birthdays and milestones worlds apart, but I also know you'll be watching over us. We love you forever and always. You are loved and cherished, and we hope we make you proud. And say hi to Grandpa for us. With love always, your favorite grandchild is her favorite grandmother. From Melissa, Kura, Kalipa, Jordy, Jossie, Deej, Izzy, Lucas, and Amara, and your bonus grandchildren, Vander and Vanden.
Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to acknowledge and thank all families, relatives, and friends who are present here to support Brenda's family, the children and her grandchildren, and also her brother. My name is Monty. I am Brenda's older brother. the currency of life. Love is what matters and what is remembered. It is love that connects us to one another and to the world around us, in life and beyond. And Brenda, you certainly lived a life of love. As we reflect upon the beautiful tapestry of memories she wove, let us honor her legacy of love, kindness, and her unwavering commitment to her family, her friends, and her community. Let us also keep in mind the indelible mark that she left upon all who had the privilege of knowing her. Brenda, you lived a life with independence, strength, and personal conviction. It was a life of authenticity, in which you encountered life challenges, triumphs, and failures on your own terms. I am sure that there were regrets, as we all have experienced regrets one time or another in our lives. But when one really thinks about it in the entire scheme of life, there were too few to mention. Nonetheless, you did what you had to do, and through it all, Brenda, you took the blows of life and did it your way. You married your sweetheart, Brenda Olivier, and gave birth to 4 wonderful children. You became a devoted mother, and much, much later, you became a much cherished grandmother to 10 wonderful grandchildren. Her devotion to her faith, family, and service to her community defined her life. She was the heart and soul of her family, a guiding light of wisdom, strength, and unconditional love. As though it was not enough having a job, 4 children to raise, and later on 10 grandchildren to babysit, she donated her time and resources to charitable causes that would benefit the impoverished, the destitute, and the disadvantaged. Brenda, you have gone forever, and it feels as if it is out of the blue, even though you suffered, and I mean really suffered for so long with your illness. This tribute is to honor your strength, love, and enduring legacy, especially your courage, your fortitude, and your deep faith in God. During your prolonged battle with your illness, your vibrant personality and the last bond of sisterhood transcended death. Despite the constant pain and discomfort, you would always find a way to make us laugh. At times, after seeing the worried look on my face, she would say to me, "Monty, why are you worried? I'm okay, I'm doing okay. I'll be all right." And it was during instances like this that she displayed very deep faith in God. And though the illness took her body, it never took her spirit. My sister taught me what true faith and courage looks like. You know, we older brothers, we think that our younger sisters don't know anything. But with Brenda, when she spoke, I listened. My sister taught me what true faith with courage looks like. and I will carry her love in my heart forever. Rest in peace, dearest sister. Thank you.
Such beautiful words. Amen for a beautiful woman of God. Let us just bow our heads. Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to say goodbye. We don't know when we'll leave, when our time is next. Jesus, you said that our time is always, but you knew your time. And we just thank you for the time that you've given us to be with Mother Oliver. And we pray, Father, as we leave this place, that we would run well, Father, as she ran. All of the ways that she led and taught, let us follow them so that we too can please you. So that in the end, Father, people will speak of us as we speak of Mother Oliver. Someone who left a mark that could not be erased. An indelible mark deep inside of our hearts and in our souls when we knew that she was truly a giver and not a taker. And we need more givers in this world, Father. In Jesus Christ's name we thank you for her. Amen. Amen.
This arrangement here, this box here, this comes with blood from Leo and standing straight here comes from to Leon, Derek, and family. Your deepest loving prayers in the passing of your mother. We pray for you during this time. Love coming from Apostles Billy and Cynthia Thompson, and here the Jesus People Proclaim family. These arrangements you see here, the simply the rainbows, all of this comes from the entire family. This spray here from the children, the one at the foot of mother, it comes from the grandchildren, and the spray here comes from the entire family of Sister Brenda. We're going to do there are names of the gentlemen who are active part of that program that coming this time to verify yourselves. We're going to ask, as we come on the outside, we will be going to the Fairway Memorial Gardens, which is not far. We do have escorts on the outside. So we're going to ask you, please, those of you who are going with us, please make sure that you go directly to your car. You can fellowship after that. But please, we'll allow the family to go on the outside. They're going directly to their vehicles, limousine, and their cars. We're going to ask all family members, once you get to your vehicles, please make sure you line up behind the limousine so we can have you in place for the procession going to Fairway. Thank you.
have your hazard lights on your vehicles. Thank you.
When he says to Moses, "Tell the people